Well, we're back, back here. So, if you're just joining in, I had some technical issues come up again this week. However, this week it didn't stop me from going live. Just a little funkiness here, and just beaming this energy out to you. We're just going to keep going here because we're already in this energetic circle together. So, I appreciate your patience with the back and forth. Technology, always an opportunity to think outside the box and to shift into possibility, as I like to say. So as we're here in circle together, and if you're just joining in now live, feel free to just sit on back and close your eyes and breathe in nice and deep and let that breath out. Mm. What's coming through tonight, very interestingly, is the idea, and again, it ties into the conversation that we'll have here in a few moments. Um, this idea of sovereignty, your royalness, you being a king or queen here on this planet, and reclaiming what is yours, reclaiming your sovereignty, reclaiming your kingdom. And it's not lost. That's why you can reclaim it because it's waiting for you. And see lots of crowns and regal attire, the types of things that you would imagine would come up when we talk about sovereignty and kingdoms and queendoms and coming together. And there's also a very important sense of connecting with your divine gifts, connecting with your clairvoyances, your clairsentience, your clairaudience, your psychic abilities, dare I say, psychic abilities, because we all have them. We just receive information in different ways. And a reminder that that is all available and accessible to you. And what I'm sensing and what I'm being invited to is to extend an invitation here this evening for this next week until we're together again to tap into one of your five senses. And the sense of smell is coming up. It's a great time of year to tap into sense of smell. And by focusing our attention on one of our five senses, and being really in that practice for the week, it supports us in connecting with our intuition and in being in deep connection with our bodies, our physical bodies. Sense of smell, there's all kinds of candles and baked goods and things being roasted and nutmegs and cinnamons and frankincense and myrrh. And there's all these smells that are coming up. Apples, like apple crisp is coming to mind. So I invite you to just right now, as this Reiki energy is being transmitted to you right through your crown chakra, to go ahead and allow your sense of your imagination, in a Willy Wonka kind of way. Um, Having your imagination lead this idea of your sense of smell. What are the things in this time of year, in this season, which I like to call the holy days? I've called this season the holy days for decades from a place of there are so many holy days in this period of time on our calendar. It's really an incredible gift and a reminder for us to be in connection, to be giving, to be compassionate, to be taking a look around the world and in our own lives and even with ourselves. What does compassion look like? What does support look like? And as you breathe in nice and deep, And keep your eyes closed, just breathing in and being in this space of receiving this Reiki energy, allowing yourself in your imagination to bring forth the meals, the scents of the season that really inspire you, that make you bring back memories of this time of year. And taking a look at those memories and the feasts that happen this time of year, where we give thanks and we have the opportunity to be generous with others in a way that we're reminded of this time of year that we're often not reminded of in other times of the year. So, generosity being the deep message, generosity and love being the deep message of the season. So, as you look at your queendom or your kingdom, what does that look like for you? And even for yourself, not just the people around you in your life or people that you don't know. It's Giving Tuesday today. What does giving to yourself look like? Taking good care of yourself. What does that look like? Coming here and being together is a great way to start. So this Reiki energy is moving through all of your chakra points. It's coming right down your central channel today. So through the crown and into the third eye, into the throat, our heart, our solar plexus, our sacral plexus, and down through our root. And as it moves through our root, it moves all the way down through the root chakra and moves downward and connects with Mother Gaia, she also gets to be rejuvenated and powered up and given thanks to for all the support and the beautiful energy and all the food and the air and the floral and the fauna and the vibrancy of life and the cycles of life, how she represents that for us in each season. Is acknowledging Mother Gaia, acknowledging our reliance upon her and our connection with her, and taking a moment to drink that in. I'm just checking in to see if there's anything else. Yeah, lots of crowns tonight. One or two for each and every one of you, be it live or in the replay. So as this energy will continue to transmit, I invite you to open your eyes to join the conversation. And I'd love to know, so if you could pop in the comments below, what came up for you during this piece of the transmission? What comes up for you around reclaiming your queendom or your kingdom, your sovereignty? What do those words stir up in your being? And sometimes words can have a meaning for us in a particular kind of way until we hear them used differently. And then sometimes that can open a door and create a whole understanding or a whole new aha or realization moment for us. So I'd love to know what's coming up for you, both live and in the replay. And especially around this time of season, what's your favorite smell this time of season? I already mentioned a few of mine: cinnamon and nutmeg and myrrh and frankincense. It just I actually like a little bit of clove in there too. It just feels like warm hearth, and it calls to mind gatherings and nourishing meals and there's lots of images that come to my mind when I think of those scents. So I'm curious for you, what sense of the season do you really like? And what kind of image do they conjure up for you? So pop that in the comments below so we can be in connection and communication here. And I thank you in advance for doing that. So let's go ahead and talk about this idea of reclaiming our power. A big part of my messaging and the service that my service work, in my coaching, in my healing practice, and when I'm speaking on stages is about awakening our hearts, healing and awakening our hearts so that we can reclaim our power. And when we heal the past, it allows us to create the living legacy, or I like to say the trauma-free dynasty in the here and now, which creates a pathway into the future that's fueled by health, wellness, abundance, a life of limitless possibilities, deep connections, deep relationships, everything that your heart desires. So, my question for you is, have you always believed that maybe that you've lost something and that you have to go find it? You have to go reclaim it, go get it. Pop in the comment below, yes or no, or what's coming up for you around that question. Because I'm here to say you never did lose it. It was just the mind, the consciousness, the negative ego that maybe tucked it away from you for a few moments or years or a couple decades. And right now, tonight, is one of many times that I will invite you to take a look around your life and take a look at, let me check in with my heart. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment, thinking about your divine sovereignty, the smells of the season, your crown coming together. What is on your heart that maybe you've forgotten about? Maybe they're funny enough, what's coming up right now is Elf. And I'm going to give you the example. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. The divine works in the most beautiful ways, and I get lots of images. I'm very clairvoyant. Uh, as an example, there's the moment in the movie Elf where the little boy is trying to get the newscaster and all the people to believe in Santa Claus so that the sleigh can be fueled and take off. And it's a moment when people, the adults in the space, are refusing to believe in Santa. They have not reclaimed that childlike nature from within, that belief in magic, the belief that all things are possible if you only just ask. And the newscaster, other than wanting to get engaged, there's a character there that there's a doll, a particular, I think it's the little boy's mom, where there was a doll that she wanted as a little kid and she wrote to Santa. And so this is what I mean about reclaiming. None of those things were ever lost to the people, those characters in the movie. Those memories and those desires and the things that fueled their hearts and had them connect with imagination and magic and all things being possible got shut down for a while, got stuffed down. And there's lots of reasons for that, and that's a whole nother conversation. And sometimes that's just because we think we're supposed to do that as we move into adulthood. Sometimes there's deep trauma that blocks that desire and that belief that there is something greater than us, the belief in magic, the belief in all things are possible. And so this is what I mean by you never lost it in the first place. All right. What's anything that's coming up for you, please put it in the chat. I'd love to be in communication with you because I do see these as reciprocal. Like, things may be coming through, but I want to know what's coming up for you. And there's two things that are coming up tonight for an invitation for you to participate. The first one is to be in connection with your sense of smell. And please come back and type in the chat, in the comments, what came up for you? What sense of smell, what odors Do you really enjoy this time of year? And what images or feelings or emotions are attached to that sense of smell? And then the invitation is to focus on your sense of smell for this next week. The second invitation here is to write a letter to Santa Claus, asking Santa Claus in your best little person self for what it is you truly desire for this time of year. And so I'm not saying, world peace or whatnot. Maybe this is the most perfect time for you to reconnect with the little person that's inside of you, the one who believes in fairies and in mer people and elves and all the magic and Santa Claus traveling the world overnight and coming down the chimney or through the front door or whatever your story in your region of the world is. That little person, and write a letter to Santa Claus through their eyes, asking for something that you want. And maybe it's a memory of a toy that you really, really wanted, or something very playful. What's coming to mind for me is this amazing bicycle that I had. It was a blue bicycle and it had a banana seat. So, any of those of you who've been around for a while know what a banana seat is. And if you don't know what that is, I invite you to Google it. But it was the coolest thing ever. And I remember getting it for, I think, for my birthday or Christmas one year. And it was the most amazing thing ever. I was so excited. And it had the tassels on the handlebars that you could get. I don't see kids with those nowadays, but it was just the coolest thing ever. And so by tapping into the little person within us and writing a letter to Santa, it allows that joy, that wonderment to come back into our life, thereby reclaiming that wonderment, that joy, that magic, because it's never away from you. It is never lost, my love. It is always within you. So that is it for today's Tuesday tune-up. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please, please do so. I'm only 20 people away, 20 subscribers away from being able to go live on my phone, which means I can do it anywhere. And it's a goal that I have. So I ask that you go ahead and subscribe and invite your friends to subscribe. It would be really supportive and I'd really appreciate it. And if you know someone, if this conversation tonight inspired you, touched your heart, fueled you up, and you know someone that could really use some inspiration, and maybe they need a little pep in their step and they could use a little fuel, please send this link to them so that they can join our conversation and participate in what we're doing here together. And as always, I am wishing you a beautiful rest of your day or your night. I am loving you passionately. And I will see you here again next week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 11:30 p.m. in the UK, right here on Tia's YouTube channel. And mwah,